Now, we are joined by the chairman and CEO of Patriarch Equity and digitalmarketing.com. He's also a BusinessWeek contributor. He's Eric Schiffer. Eric, we welcome you to America's Forum.
Well, thank you very much. You know, JD, what's happened is you've gotten too entertaining.
I've gotten too entertaining.
Absolutely.
Well,
I mean, you and Drudge. I mean, this is where they're going. You know, I mean, had you not been entertaining, had you not been able to hold fans and grow your following and keep people interested, and same with Drudge, they wouldn't care.
Well,
but the thing is that.
Go right ahead, sir.
The thing is, well, yeah, you know, I mean, the thing is that for years, there have been decades, there's been this monopoly on the left with the media, and with the internet has been this ability for us for people to connect with their audiences in a way that not only is consistent with the principles that everyone believes, but is entertaining, and it's working, and that concerns a lot of people on the left. And you know, they're battling for those minds and those hearts, and they're looking to put us, you know, you under wraps, and to keep you quiet, and to shut down the media that is putting out this great content and great programming. And it really is. It's serious when it goes to the FEC, and there will be other attempts. This is not going to be the first attempt. And you know, so what do you do? I mean, how do you deal with it as you know, a member of the party, as a conservative, as someone who doesn't want what you love, like JD and Drudge, to be out of business? And what you do is you ensure that candidates that believe that businesses should not have the type of regulation that go on in this country are supported, that people that believe in the principles of capitalism and free enterprise and the principles that founded this country are supported, and that you know, and if they're not running, that you encourage them to run. That's what's going to keep it free. I mean, we're lucky.
Well, sure, you have the dynamism of political candidates, and we know elections mean something. But Eric, more to the point now, we take a look at, and this is nothing new with the FEC. Indeed, the cornerstone of the Citizens United case had to do with rights to privacy, rights to personhood, and First Amendment rights that McCain-Feingold took away under the guise of reform, restricting the public's ability to contribute, basically overriding the First Amendment. So in terms of legal action, and yes, I agree with you that the ballot box and elections offer the ultimate antidote here, but there is also a legal battle that is brewing yet again when it comes to this type of ill-defined reform, which of course is trying to take away First Amendment rights.
Well, take away First Amendment rights, take away media rights, you know, in general. You know, the good thing with the internet is this is a global medium. So, you know, yeah, you could stop it in theory in the U.S., but then what stops you from broadcasting out of a boat or a yacht somewhere offshore?
Well, you know, when I hear that, I think of the old days of the pirate stations. It was the Reverend Carl McIntyre in the late 60s and 70s with Radio Free America, but thereby hangs another tale. I think what happens for a lot of people, Eric, is that they say, now wait a minute. Certainly the government would not move to extinguish these rights given the freedom of the internet, but you're telling us, based on this warning from the outgoing FEC chairman, that this threat is legitimate, it is not overblown, this is not hyperbole, this is the honest-to-goodness intent of the government bureaucracy and the leftists in charge to take away the ability of the right to comment on these issues via regulation and technological change.
Yeah, it's to take away your show. I mean, to take away Drudge, it's to take away Rush, it's to take away Hannity, and to do it in a way that is done through means that, frankly, are inconsistent with the principles that this country was founded on. And frankly, we're one FEC commissioner away from that happening. Thankfully, the current commissioner is rational, and this goes to my point about candidates, that if there are the right candidates that are in office, you have the ability to ensure that at least you're going to have a reasonably minded FEC commissioner, and that these things are they become rendered moot, and that's where it needs to be. Everyone should have a right. There's no one on the Republicans or on the right side that is suggesting that the Democrats shouldn't be able to have their opinions and voice their opinions. I think all that the conservatives are saying is that we deserve it too.
Yeah, Eric, John Bachman here, sitting next to JD, and I wanted to ask you, this might be going on with certain parties in Washington, D.C., but certainly it would face a very tough legal challenge from people like Sean Hannity and the Drudge Report on First Amendment rights issues. Do you think that the Supreme Court would would allow this to happen? It doesn't seem like high court or even some appeals courts or even on a lower level this would be successful.
Did I think the Supreme Court would allow the amount of money that's going into politics? I mean, who knows with the Supreme Court? I can't answer that. It depends on who's going to be put into additional positions. That's an unknown. What I do know is that the battle should be fought where it is, which is ensuring that the control of these decisions and the people that make them are that there's a strong voice on the right and a power base on the right that doesn't even get it to that level.
Well, Eric, as we take a look at this, and right now the concentration is this warning offered by Lee Goodman of the FEC, but it is worth noting that over the last couple of months, the FCC claimed they were going to go in and do a pilot study of newsrooms and editorial content, I believe in Columbia, South Carolina, since Mignon Clyburn, the daughter of South Carolina Congressman James Clyburn, was one of the FCC commissioners. When that word got out and members of Congress on the Republican side and conservatives heard about this, along with, well, traditional participants in newsroom activities, the FCC shut that down. So when you talk about electing the right people, we do have evidence, at least in terms of the announced intended encroachment by the FCC of a couple of months ago. Public opinion shut that down, which I think echoes your point about having letting the political process work, having conservatives who are vigilant campaign for office and get elected to office to maintain these First Amendment rights.
Absolutely, and that's exactly the point. And so, don't stand by is the message, and it requires action, not just listening. And that if you want to continue to hear great entertainment like your show and great knowledge that gets imparted like your show, then you better act. And that despite all of this, that there really is a battle going on, and it's a battle, unfortunately, to oppress ideas instead of empower them.
Eric Schiffer, we appreciate you for your insights, and we look forward to having you back on America's Forum to continue to monitor this situation. Thanks very much, sir.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah, thanks for having me, JG.
You
Take
bet.
care. Have a nice day.
You take good care. Now, again, we have a ready-made response. We don't need the lawyers. When they come looking, we say, wait a minute, pal. We're not the media.
That's right.
We're Newsmax. And we are coming back with more on America's Forum following this timeout.